Everything here works, but this course is not just about writing working code. We want you to come away with understanding the concepts that'll empower you to write performant and well-behaving apps. This means that your applications should run well, even if the user doesn't have the most expensive Android device or the best network connection. Your application should also continue to run smoothly as you add more features. And of course, your code should remain readable and well organized. So to those ends, let's go ahead and have a look at our roll dice method here. Notice this line of code here. Every time you call the roll dice method, you're getting another reference to this image view. Now ideally, you should be minimizing the number of calls to findViewById. You want to do this because whenever you call findViewById, it's searching that view hierarchy, which is an expensive operation. Now for this small application, this isn't really a huge problem. But if you're running a more complicated application on a slower phone, and you're also continually calling findViewById, this could cause your app to lag. Therefore, we're going to go ahead and follow best practices here and store the dice image view in a field. Keeping this image view in a field will allow us to reference this view directly at any time. And because we're not calling findViewById, that's going to improve the performance. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll up here, and I'm going to make a field for this image view. So we're going to do var dice image, and it is an image view. So now we come to the question of where should we initialize this image view. It would be really great if we could initialize this image view here where it's declared or somewhere in a constructor. But in Android, we don't write code in activity constructors. In fact, the views in the layout are not accessible in memory until they've been inflated by this call here to setContentView. Therefore, we can't even think about initializing our dice image until this happens. So if we don't do anything special, we're going to end up needing to make this a nullable field so that we can give it an initial value. And then we would set its value down here in onCreate after we've called setContentView. But this will actually really complicate our code, because now every time that we want to actually use this dice image field, we're going to need to make null checks. So because of that, a common pattern in Android for initializing non-null variables in onCreate is to use the lateInit keyword. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. This keyword here promises the Kotlin compiler that the variable will be initialized before calling any operations on it. Basically, we're promising that we will not leave it as null, and therefore we don't need to set it to null here, or have it be a nullable variable. And we can go ahead and treat it as non-null anywhere we use it. So now I'm going to go ahead and actually set up our dice image. We're going to take dice image, and we're going to set it equal to findViewById, passing in this ID. And now I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to get rid of this line here. And now we're using our dice image field instead of a local variable. After this change, I want to go ahead and run my app. And if you did everything correct, this should work exactly the same.